Have you ever felt like you were thrown into the lion's den? Figuratively, of course. A situation so impossible, so terrifying, that all hope seems lost. Today, we're diving into the original story of a man who faced this quite literally, Daniel. This isn't just an old tale, it's a masterclass in faith, integrity, and courage under extreme pressure. Our story begins in ancient Babylon, a sprawling empire of immense power and splendor. King Darius is on the throne, and he's a big fan of Daniel. And why wouldn't he be? Daniel, an Israelite captive, has distinguished himself through his wisdom, integrity, and an exceptional spirit. Yes, so good at his job that Darius plans to put him in charge of the entire kingdom. Now, you know how office politics can be. When someone is that good, it often breeds jealousy. The other high officials and satraps, the regional governors, look at Daniel and see a threat. They're corrupt, and they know the squeaky clean Daniel will expose them, so they decide they have to get rid of him. They start digging for dirt, trying to find some scandal, some mistake, anything they can use against him. They investigate his work, his finances, his personal life, but they come up empty. Daniel is flawless. He is completely trustworthy and neither corrupt nor negligent. This frustrates them to no end. He says, "We will never find any basis for charges against this Daniel unless it has something to do with the law of his God." They know Daniel's one non-negotiable, his unwavering devotion to his God. This becomes the centerpiece of their trap. So these conspirators march into the king's court, full of fake flattery. "O King Darius, live forever," they begin. "We've all agreed, all the administrators, prefects, satraps, and advisors, that you should issue a royal decree. For the next 30 days, anyone who prays to any god or human being except to you, O king, shall be thrown into the lion's den." They frame it as a way to unify the kingdom and solidify the king's authority. It's a loyalty test. They say, flattered and not sensing the trap, King Darius signs the decree. And under Medo-Persian law, once a king's decree is signed, it cannot be repealed. It's set in stone. The trap is set. The bait is out. What will Daniel do? Daniel hears about the new law. He knows exactly what it means and who it's targeting. Does he panic? Does he go into hiding? Does he start praying in secret? No, Daniel goes home to his upstairs room where the windows opened toward Jerusalem. 3 times a day, just as he had always done, he gets down on his knees and prays, giving thanks to his God. He doesn't make a show of it, but he doesn't hide it either. His faith isn't something to be practiced only when it's convenient or safe. It is the very core of who he is. For Daniel, compromising his connection with God is not an option, even if it means facing a den of hungry lions. It's a powerful moment of quiet defiance, a testament to a faith that is unshakable. Of course, the conspirators were watching. They had probably staked out his house, waiting for this very moment. As soon as they see him praying, they rush back to the king, King Darius. "Didn't you sign a decree that for 30 days, anyone who prays to another god or man besides you would be thrown to the lions?" The king, still oblivious, confirms it. Yes, the decree stands according to the law of the Medes and Persians, which cannot be repealed. Then they drop the bomb. That man Daniel, one of the exiles from Judah, pays no attention to you, O king, or to the decree you put in writing. He still prays 3 times a day. Suddenly, the king understands. The full horror of the situation dawns on him. He's been tricked. His best and most trusted official has been condemned by his own hand. The Bible says the king was greatly distressed. He spends the rest of the day trying to find a loophole, a way to rescue Daniel, but there is none. The law is absolute. As evening approaches, the conspirators return, reminding him of the unchangeable law. With a heavy heart, King Darius gives the order. Daniel is arrested and brought to the mouth of the lion's den. As they are about to throw him in, the king says something remarkable to Daniel. He says, "May your God, whom you serve continually, rescue you." It's a flicker of hope, a desperate plea from a pagan king who has witnessed the power of Daniel's faith. So, Daniel is thrown into the den. A massive stone is rolled over the entrance, and the king seals it with his own signet ring and the rings of his nobles, so that Daniel's fate cannot be altered. That night, no one in the palace sleeps. King Darius is a wreck. He refuses food, he sends away his entertainers, and he stays up all night, fasting and worrying. He's a powerful monarch, but he is completely helpless. He can only wait for the morning. At the first light of dawn, the king rushes to the lion's den. He calls out in an anguished voice, "Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions?" Imagine the silence. The king holds his breath. The guards hold their breath. All of Babylon seems to hold its breath. And then, a voice from inside the den. "It's Daniel. May the king live forever. My God sent his angel, and he shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me, because I was found innocent in his sight. Nor have I ever done any wrong before you, O king." The king is overjoyed. He orders them to lift Daniel out of the den immediately. When Daniel is brought out, they examine him. There's not a single scratch on him. Not one. Why? Because he had trusted in his God. But the story doesn't end there. King Darius, now filled with righteous anger, commands that the men who had falsely accused Daniel be brought to him. And they, along with their wives and their children, are thrown into the very same lion's den they had prepared for Daniel. The Bible tells us that before they even reached the floor of the den, the lions overpowered them and crushed all their bones, a grim and swift justice. After this incredible event, King Darius sends out a new decree to every nation and people of every language in all the world. This time, it's not about praying to him. He writes, "I issue a decree that in every part of my kingdom people must fear and reverence the God of Daniel. For he is the living God, and he endures forever. His kingdom will not be destroyed. His dominion will never end. He rescues and he saves. He performs signs and wonders in the heavens and on the earth. He has rescued Daniel from the power of the lions." What an incredible turnaround. Because of one man's unwavering faith, an entire empire is commanded to revere the one true God. So what can we learn from Daniel? First, the power of integrity. Daniel's enemies could find no fault in him except for his faith. Living a life of character is a powerful shield. Second, the importance of consistent habits. Daniel didn't suddenly develop a strong prayer life when trouble hit. It was his daily, consistent practice 3 times a day, every day, that gave him the strength to face the lion's den. His faith was a muscle he exercised constantly. And third, trust in God's sovereignty. Daniel didn't know if he would be saved. He simply trusted that God was in control, whether he lived or died. He chose obedience over self-preservation, and God honored that faith in a spectacular way. The story of Daniel in the lion's den reminds us that even when we face our own lions, whether it is pressure at work, challenges in our relationships, or fears about the future, we can stand firm. Integrity, consistent devotion, and unwavering trust in a God who can shut the mouths of lions are just as powerful today as they were in ancient Babylon. Thanks for watching. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content that explores timeless wisdom from modern life. We'll see you in the next video.